Hi guys, and welcome to a new thing I'm doing. Basically, it's a film for thought. I'll be discussing basically films and what I feel about films. And today, I thought I've been thinking about this for the last week, so I'll probably get to it. Episode 1 will be my favourite films, and I got a guest here. Who are you?
Hey, I'm Cav Bud. I'm the host of Spawn Group shows such as The Thought Train, where I talk about some more serious kind of things like political issues, but then I also go on and play games, or I would like to try it, but I'm not as great as you in terms of reviewing films. I think I did one for Ultron or something like that, and it just fell apart.
I thought it was quite good. But, anyway, Spawning Group is it's a very good show. Very interesting to go and see what their content is.
Yeah.
I'll probably just leave a link below, and let's get to the episode.
Yeah.
So, Cabhan, what are some of your favourite films?
I'm probably, from watching your channel, I know you're quite into the kind of classic films, and I'm pretty much the same, you know. So some of my favourite ones are things such as Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah, that's so good. Breakfast Club. John Hughes made that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
When did that come out? It was like 80, during the 80s, wasn't it?
I think it was 84 or 85, somewhere around there.
Lots of good scenes from that, like when they're dancing. And,
it's one of the most iconic films there is.
Yeah, with the ending scene. Yeah, like someone was talking about this. Like, someone said my coat looked like the guy from the end.
Which one? Bender.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah,
yeah, that's his name.
Judd Nelson. Judd Nelson's character.
Oh, is that he plays him?
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's pretty cool. So, what I talked to you about this earlier. What do you think of the ending?
See, that's the only problem I have with The Breakfast Club. It's an amazing film. It's got so many amazing things. But like when Ali Sheedy's character changes to be attractive towards Emilio Estevez, and she basically becomes Molly Ringwald, and then Molly Ringwald goes off to be with Judd Nelson. It's just like, no, I didn't like that bit.
Yeah, that's what I had the problem with. And, toward the end, the weird girl kind of conforms to the becoming more of the popular kid.
Yeah.
With the dress and stuff. She actually looked better before, when she had the weird hair and the weird sort of get up she had. When she's drawing the painting, what was she drawing? It was like a bridge.
Yeah, she was drawing a bridge over a lake, and then she used her dandruff as kind of snowflakes. That was awesome.
That was so funny. When they all look at her, and then she's doing that, and then you have the other scene when she's making a sandwich with cereal in it, and then she has all the sugars.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's also one. And I get the fact that Brian the Nerd Kid, why he ends up writing the kind of essay, but I felt that was a bit of a shame, because I would have thought that after all of that they would have just either chosen not to, or they would have all put it together.
Yeah, but I think because they all kind of did put some input in it, because you have their discussions they had during upstairs.
Yeah, we're a basket case, a nerd, a jock, a rebel, and a prom queen put together with a Breakfast Club.
It's basically they're saying they can't be defined by these sort of aspects they have.
Yeah,
they're defined by themselves.
Yeah,
they can all go out and be a jock. They can all be out and be a basket case. They can't all be rebels or nerds. They just choose to be themselves. Basically, that's what it is.
It's a brilliant film.
Yeah,
I can't really think of too many others. I would say kind of have so many good things like that. But I think some of my other favourite films of all time are going to be the original Italian Job.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually seen that. I haven't seen the remake either. What's it? Isn't it a bank heist film?
Yeah, it's kind of a bank heist against the mafia in Turin. So it's in about North Italy. But it's Charlie Crooker gets let out of prison, and then I can't remember most of it because it's been a few years since I last watched it, so I need to watch it again.
Isn't Michael Caine in that?
Yeah, it's Michael Caine, and it's I think it's Benny Hill as well, is in it as well. And Noel Coward, Noel Coward's really good in it. Doesn't have the most major role, but he's still pretty fun. There's so many fun bits. And I know a lot of people, they don't like the remake. It's Charlize Theron, Mark Wahlberg,
Steph Green as well.
Steph Green and Ed Norton. But it's pretty cool as well. As long as you don't compare it, I know it's called The Italian Job because it's supposed to reference the original one, But as long as you don't start comparing them, it's pretty cool because like Seth Green is just awesome in it. Plays like a kind of nerd who originally designed Napster, but then he passed out to his uni. The guy who created Napster takes it from him, and that's why it's called Napster.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'd probably say my favourite film is probably Back to the Future, because like with Breakfast Club, you can probably take out even a minor scene of that, and you can probably show that, and it still shows the film as it's at its best.
Yeah, and it's amazing as well. The Back to the Future franchise 2's pretty good, but I'd go for the first one's the best one.
Yeah, like I was watching watching the whole like trilogy of the films, and I actually found it quite difficult to find my favourite out of the three.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I kind of thought the second one was
because it's future.
I just like love the concept of going to the future and see what you would be like in the future. Because like what he does basically is goes. If you haven't seen the film, he goes basically to the future and he sees himself in the future.
Yeah,
like, he sees his household,
sees
and
his
family.
kids. Yeah. And his kid looks a lot like him as well.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
I think one of the funny things is because, of course, we just recently went past the time, didn't we? That Marty and Doc and Jennifer, they go back to the future. And
so now it's all based in the past.
Yeah. But having a look at it, you just think some of these things did come along.
Yeah, like interactive, like Skype, sort of Skype. Or,
Skype did.
Technology.
Yeah, but they did expect it to be on like smartphones.
Yeah, that was another thing.
Smartphones, but things like the shoes, the kind of boots, they're not on sale, but they've been developed, haven't they? Like there was a video of Michael J. Fox trying on the first pair that Nike actually designed themselves.
Yeah, I saw that video. Like they released it on the day it came out, like the 21st, I believe it was when. It was meant to be like 21st of October. Yeah. They released the special Nikes, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I think that was it. And then they just gave out these prototype hoverboards, but they were like model hoverboards.
Yeah.
Basically.
Someone actually designed the hoverboard technology about a year or so ago, and they just started a Kickstarter for it then.
Yeah, I heard about that. It was like these. How they would do it is like these two magnets. Because like the magnets would repel each other,
and that would give enough technology.
Yeah, they would give like enough power to like repel it off the ground.
And that was really cool to see because of course it did look. You weren't able to do that for too long. Yeah, but the fact that we were able to achieve that, and we all thought that was just like sci-fi nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say though the third one's probably my least favourite though.
Yeah, I think like at least the third one's probably the worst, but you can still enjoy it.
Yeah, it's still a great film.
It doesn't really it's not as good.
I like kind of like the ending in a way, like there was a train, but I would have liked it if it was like a DeLorean that seemed a lot more kind of Midwestern.
Oh man, the train was so awesome. It's like this sort of sci-fi, cyberpunk sort of.
Yeah, it was very cyberpunk. Yeah.
Steampunk, I mean. Like, cyberpunk would be like futuristic, sort of.
Oh, yeah, so it's kind of. It's cyberpunk is Back to the Future 2 and steampunk's kind of end of Back to the Future 3.
Yeah. Because it's like sort of like lots of movements and sort of. It's pretty cool.
It is still a brilliant franchise.
Yeah. Because like in the first one you have like the 50s, and then the second one you have kind of the sort of paradox sort of theory thing, which I find really interesting. And then the third one, it's just Western. Western's cool, but you have to find like there's better Westerns out there. And then, but not a lot of Westerns have the same sort of feeling as Back to the Future 3.
I was gonna say some franchises they're quite lucky to be so good. Like another one is the Batman franchise.
Oh yeah, Batman franchise.
Like it's Batman Begins and.
It's very like what's it? Split, like you have Batman and Robin, and then you have Batman Dark Knight and stuff like that.
I was thinking the Christopher Nolan kind of trilogy. That's an excellent one. Like Batman Begins with Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. That's good. But the Dark Knight's probably the best, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd probably say that as well. Because like first one you have Scarecrow, who's like really interesting character, and then the second one you have Joker, who's like the best. Everyone knows Joker is one of Batman's most best villains out there. Yeah, he's
the most iconic one.
And then you have on the third one you have Bainesy, the Backbreaker.
Yeah, and then you have I think the second one also has Two-Face to an extent.
Yeah, they have like halfway through they introduce Two-Face, which is quite cool because like you can see how they were developing him.
Yeah.
And then they carry it on for the third one.
Yeah, it's an absolute shame that because of course Heath Ledger died just before Dark Knight got
so
released.
Depressing how that happened.
Did he get the award for
best actor or like
best supporting actor or whatever role it was for? But it was posthumously, so it was after he had died. He was given that award because of him as the Joker.
Yeah, but then people kind of say like if he wouldn't have died, would they still have given to him? I would probably say yeah.
Yeah, I think they would have.
Joker was such a good performance by Heath Ledger, and it shocked so many people.
Because of course he was in like rom-com kind of stuff, or kind of like dramatic ones, like Brokeback Mountain, wasn't he?
And then you have like 10 Things I Hate About Mary, or no, it's it's that
Then I know when he died, he was also doing the Imaginary with Dr. Parnassus, wasn't it? Because I think Dark Knight had just finished filming with him when he passed, and then Imaginary and Dr. Parnassus. I really need to watch it because they end up like bringing in tons of other actors to cover for him. I think it was like
it's like Colin Firth, and then you have Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp's one of them as well. Yeah,
I think they like rewrote it as well, cause like to make it more dreamlike.
Yeah,
because then it explains why.
He keeps changing.
He keeps changing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's it actually about?
I honestly don't know. I really want to watch it.
Similar to like Alice in Wonderland sort of story.
I reckon it is because of course it's Johnny Depp. You know.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't bring Johnny Depp into something that wasn't kind of trippy. I mean, look at things like Fear and Loathing, for example.
Yeah, and Edward Scissorhands is sort of trippy as well.
Yeah. But I think the Dark Knight Rises is brilliant. It's a brilliant way to end the trilogy, but it was still probably one of the best Batman trilogies we've had, isn't there?
Yeah, I'd probably say, because like the only near enough is to probably Batman and Batman Returns, but then you have you have to include Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, which I kind of disown them. Every time someone mentions them, I kind of black myself out, and then you kind of forget it even existed. Yeah, and then I don't get, because my friend, he went to like shop, he had to buy because they were having this sale, and then you get a box set of Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. He said, "What's the point? You're not even going to watch two of them. At least, like you're not going to watch at least you're probably going to watch Batman Forever at least once in a decade, and then Batman Returns. You probably just go home, burn it."
Batman and Robin, you're just gonna go, nah, don't want to touch this. Cause do you think it was like really comic?
Yeah, it kind of. I watched it because it was on telly yesterday, and I kind of rewatched it. If you forget everything you know about Batman, forget it even exists, and you just see it as just a generic superhero film about a bat who fights crime. It's actually quite a comedic film. Some of the one-liners in that film are so good. Yeah. Especially Arnold Schwarzenegger. You could just see he's having so much fun. Yeah, because it's like you can guess it why they cast him as Mr. Freeze, but you don't guess it when it comes to the point where it's like, "Hello, I am Mr. Freeze." It's like, so what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think it was ridiculous that. Because Arnie he has the characteristic voice of Arnie, you know.
Yeah, like he don't even change his voice at all. Yeah. At one point, he's like conducting like some sort of song in his like bass. There's like loads of henchmen he has, and he's like got these conductors. He's like just moving his hands around, and his henchmen are freezing cold, shaking. Yeah. Some of them are dying. He's just singing along, happy grin on his face. Yeah. It's just hilarious.
It's like there's so many things. Like, isn't there the whole thing where everyone goes on the internet and posts one word? It's a tuba.
Oh my god.
Because I can't remember what film that's from now, but everyone talks about that because it's like. He has such a characteristic voice that he has to keep it because that's the whole reason why he has his career. Yeah. Because of his iconic kind of voice, and it suits him as Terminator.
Yeah, it does.
But then Terminator is a franchise. First two are the best.
Yeah, by far, the first two are the best. And then what would you say the next best one out of the ones we had recently?
Also, ones we've had recently, like
you have after number 2, because everyone, I would probably say number 2 is my favourite, but after number 2, you have number 3, you have Salvation, and then you have
Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis.
Yeah. I don't know. Genesis, it was all right, you know.
Yeah.
But I was talking about this with my brother, I think, just after it came out, and he could not stand Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor.
I am. That's a good point because she's kind of annoying and
Yeah.
she's not really convincing. You can't really see her as like
Yeah.
grown up as being tough Sarah
Yeah.
Connor you see on like number 2. So it doesn't really make
Yeah.
sense that much.
I mean, it was all right to see her play Sarah Connor, but
And then you have what's his name, the other guy in the film. He plays Kyle Reese.
yeah,
Just like why even cast him? Just,
yeah. So some of it was like, you know, Matt Smith played a Terminator, didn't he, himself?
Oh yeah, that really surprised me. He just like came out of nowhere. He's
Yeah.
like as if he just went onto the set
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, for me, it was. I was watching it. I saw him in the background. I was like, "Is that Matt Smith? Wait, what's he? He's got something to do with this." Because I completely forgot. Because of course they had revealed it, hadn't they? That he was going to be one of the bad guys. And I completely forgot about that. But I was like, he's going to do something because he's standing in the background. He's looking towards the camera. He's going to do something.
Hey, Matt Smith, what are you doing in the background, smiling? What are you doing? It's twitching your fingers together.
He was Genesis, wasn't he? At the end.
Yeah, he was the Genesis sort of like Skynet in sort of robot thing,
Yeah.
wasn't he? But I think Genesis was probably the best one we've had so far. Because
Yeah,
Salvation,
yeah.
kind of depressing, and then you have number 3, which is just
And Salvation didn't have Arnie in it,
ridiculous.
did it?
yeah.
Because of course he was off being governor. He's like, when I am governor, I will not do films. It was like, yeah, he's kind of the whole franchise.
Yeah,
isn't
he is the image of the franchise, really. Terminator. You just imagine Arnold in like probably leather jacket or on a bike going down the road, stabbing people in the face.
Genesis though, where he starts fighting like his past self.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool.
What I do find annoying is that they couldn't get the guy from Alien from it. Like, you know, on the first one, the original 2 guys is you have the guy from Alien, then you have the other guy. The guy with the blue hair is the guy from Alien who is one of the clonal marines.
Oh yeah.
You ever seen Alien? I mean, Aliens.
Oh no, I've seen Alien.
Oh, Alien's so good. Pretty creepy film.
It's all Ridley Scott, isn't it?
Yeah, Ridley Scott.
He's amazing.
He's made a new film, Martian. I recently reviewed it.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you really quite liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was quite fun, but probably would say the advertisement for the film was not really that good. But I would probably blame myself because really, if I would have gone back, I would have probably watched a few more trailers.
Yeah.
And then I would have got more of an idea of the film.
Because it was like, for me, it gave the idea it was kind of like Gravity.
Yeah, like the same. Like it's more of a Alien, but not as Alien, but on if it meets Castaway, basically.
Yeah. I mean, if it's did sneak in a couple of Castaway references to go like Wilson,
just a volleyball floating away into space.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Wilson.
That's a pretty good film as well.
He suffocates and dies.
Yeah. Tom Hanks is an amazing actor as well.
Oh yeah, he is. Have you seen he's done a new film with Spielberg, Bridge of Spies.
No, I haven't seen that.
He basically plays this lawyer, basically guy. What's he do? He has to defend this Russian spy.
Yeah.
And it's similar to very similar to other like lawyer type stories, which embody like the equality of every single person. Like, you know, Killing a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Does it probably the best, I would say.
Yeah.
Made in the 50s and.
Yeah.
No, I think it was made in the 60s, and it like combats like racial disturbances they had in that time. So, like from Martin Luther King and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just a racist time, really.
Yeah. It's a really nice kind of piece. But one of the things, have you ever seen Catch Me If You Can?
Oh yeah, Catch Me If You Can.
I watched it when I was about 10 or something, because it's a 12 film, but I watched it somewhere when I was about 10. And it's a really good film. I noticed it was DiCaprio, but only rewatching it recently, I decided to rewatch it. Can't remember where, I think it was Netflix. But I already noticed that it's Tom Hanks and Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
And of course Amy Adams as well, who I think wasn't she Lois Lane in Man of Steel?
Was she? Oh right, yeah, she probably was, wasn't she? Because she was the young nurse that.
Yeah.
What's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio dates out a while.
Yeah.
And then you have guys, if you haven't seen the film, you probably should just watch it for the Christopher Walken milk and mouse speech. It's the most hilarious scene you can have with Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Isn't it like running the? It's like kept curdling the milk until.
Yeah, you have two mouse, and they get chucked in a bucket. One mouse drowns, the other one swims enough. Cheese. I don't know why I went Arnold for a moment. It's just Arnold on the brain.
Because she was in. Because Amy Adams was Jason Segel.
Yeah, that's who it was. I was going to say.
And she's Lois Lane, Dawn of Justice, apparently.
American Hustle as well, which is a great film. Have you ever seen? You're looking for Jason Segel. You probably should watch Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, I need to watch more Jason Segel kind of films because I watched How I Met Your Mother. Like I watched every single episode. So I caught up with it just as Series 8 started.
Oh, right.
And that's when it starts to get towards the end of it, and you're like, that was really good. Because I already followed it, the final 2 kind of seasons of it, but it was still great. And I watched the last episode. It's funny because, of course, we have all the region delays kind of stuff. So for us, we'd get it 2 months later, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty...
Because they do that same thing with Big Bang Theory, so it started to catch up to where I was when I stopped watching it, which was about 2 months ago. Just couldn't be bothered. I got caught up with college stuff, for example. But
so,
I watched How I Met Your Mother the day after it aired, the finale, when nobody was talking about it, and I just finished watching it. I was in tears. I was like, "Wow!" It was quite the ending to it.
And when plot twist, they don't make it. They don't meet.
Yeah, it was a good ending to have to it, and I'm happy that no spin-off got made. As much as I loved How About Your Mother, if they had done a spin-off, it would have been rubbish.
Yeah, that tends to happen. Like you say, you have a main big show, then you have a spin-off at the same time as the show's going on. The focus will be on the main show, not the actual spin-off.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a completely different company who does it, then they probably can put the effort in.
Yeah.
And if it's different actors, it kind of works. Like have you Fear of the Walking Dead?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but apparently it's kind of bad. But
yeah,
my own opinion. But
I watched Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad's so good.
Yeah, I watched the first season or 2 in about 3 days.
Yeah.
Because the first season 6 episodes, the second one's about 12.
I watched the whole 5 season in 3 weeks. I think I just stayed up all night just watching it, constantly streaming it on wherever I watch it.
It's awesome. But then after that point, I just stopped watching it for a while. I was like, okay, they're airing the final episodes. They're gonna air them on Netflix just after they're aired in America on AMC. So I'm going to watch every single one of them. So I caught up with it. I was like, okay, I'm in season 5. Because of course in America, there's a whole thing where it's 5 seasons, but they split the final one in 2 parts. So sometimes they go in season 6. So I got to the end of season 5. You know how it ends, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. When it all does, I'm like
the car, a machine gun comes out the car, blows up everyone.
When it all does, it's like, there's another season, right? There's another season. I was like, no.
Yeah,
but it's amazing.
There are theories out there that he survived, because the police were there. They would have taken him to hospital.
Yeah.
And they would have had medics sort of system on built, and they would have taken the bullet out. And
then he would have been
they start they make these loose connections between that and Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh
Like he goes back to Saul, gets a new identity, new family, goes to Malcolm in the Middle. Because in Malcolm in the Middle he plays a father of
he plays
a family.
Hal, and that's an amazing one as well. But there's the biggest theory about it is that Malcolm is Walter White.
Whoa.
Because what was it? That we know Malcolm was really bright because he goes off to Harvard at the end of this. At the end of that, doesn't he?
Oh, you're saying he goes to Harvard, does science, and then becomes a teacher.
Then distances. They say he explains it because he would have wanted to get away from his family.
Yeah, because you don't actually see his mum or dad.
You don't see.
You only see one of his uncle, like his brother, I think.
Who Walt or?
Yeah, Walter. You only see his one of his brothers. It's like Hank, don't you?
Hank's his brother-in-law.
Oh, brother-in-law.
Yeah, it's like Hank is married to Walter's wife's sister.
Yeah.
So it's like that kind of thing. But you don't really meet much of Walt's kind of like parents or siblings if they don't really know much about Walt's family past his generation.
Yeah, I guess.
So say Malcolm, when he grew up, would probably end up looking like Hal. And of course, it would explain that he cut off his family's ties. And the character played by Christopher Lloyd, of course, Christopher Lloyd plays Hal's father, Malcolm's grandfather.
Wait, is Christopher Lloyd in it?
In Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He plays Malcolm's grandfather, and he himself is called Walter. And that's pretty cool as well.
That's pretty cool.
So a lot of people make a connection saying that therefore Malcolm in the Middle is Walter White.
Oh right, that's pretty weird though, because yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool theory, but I don't know. I like Better Call Saul. Do you?
Well, like what?
Better Call Saul. Did you watch that?
Oh, I've never seen it. What's it about?
It's based off of Saul.
Oh yeah, Better Call Saul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any good?
Yeah, I watched it when it started to air because they aired it on the same day in the US and UK because it's a Netflix original.
So is it like a prequel to it, or?
Yeah, it's set. First series is set in 2001, I think.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Or 2003. I can't remember. It's somewhere it's before Breaking Bad starts up. But it shows Saul before he became Saul Goodman. Because of course he changed his name from Jimmy McGill.
Jimmy McGill.
I think it's yeah. So he's for the first season he's still called Jimmy McGill, but they always make references like he's picking out a suit that he wants to wear because he got some money for doing a certain case.
Oh yeah, because he's quite corrupt, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
so
like
he gets some money because he gets contacted for a case. He gets paid some money, so he buys a suit and a billboard, and one of the things that he does is he looks through the suit, then he picks out the suit that he wears when he's Saul Goodman. He's like, huh. Then he picks a different suit to wear because he goes up on the billboard advertising like he's another advertising agency.
Yeah, because that's what we always said. Like they always reference his clothing style to be similar to a clown.
Yeah.
How he would have like a green sort of green tie, yellow shirt, and then you have like a black blazer or something.
Yeah,
like that. He's actually quite funny. So
and Vince Gilligan's a great writer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's such a good writer. Like I like how slow the story is. Like it's so good.
It's
like
slow then fast at the same time.
Yeah, that's
like
what
if
I
you
find.
look at the final episode of Breaking Bad, it's not like when you usually see final episodes. They usually take up 2 time slots, like How I Met Your Mother did that. I think The Office in America does that, where instead of it being a 20-minute episode, it was a 40-minute episode.
Yeah, I think they did that also with their pilot. Instead of it being 40 minutes of episode, it'd be like a 60-minute pilot because they need to like establish his situation. He's a school teacher with cancer, and I don't know, it's for his family. They don't
drag it out too much with the finale. It's all really fast, but you kind of get it all. There's no unnecessary plot jumps. It's
the actual like reveal of him being dead. Like, not really even like a word is like said. You always see is like him. With blood in his hands, he like wipes the container or whatever it is, like metal container.
And of course, Jesse just drives off.
Yeah, and then you just see like he has a smiling on his face because like basically he's won because he's dead. He escapes whatever consequence he's gonna get. So
I would have been happy if it finished just after. Is it season 4 where they kill off Gus?
Oh man, that would have been so bad though because like you'd kill off Gus and then you'll be like, so wait, what happened to Walter then? Why did he? Well, I guess you see why he killed him off. Like he's such a despicable character.
Yeah, because I liked because season 4, you can tell at the end of season 4 that they didn't know if they were going to get the final season out for Breaking Bad. Because at the end of it, it's like we won. There's the end. And I'm just like, that would have been a brilliant place to end it. They were ready to end it there. I'm happy that they went on, but the fact that he was pretty much out by the end of season 4, I don't know. Yeah,
probably get back to favourite films. Have you ever seen Silence of the Lambs? That's probably one of my other favourite films.
Yeah, I really want to. I know a lot of references to it because How I Met Your Mother does a reference where it's actually a Seth Green character. We were talking about Seth Green. it's a Seth Green character who's friends with Lillian Marshall. Do you know the characters from How You Met Your Mother?
I've never seen the show.
I
know
Lillian Marshall, her husband and wife, played by Alison Hannigan. You know, who's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She's Willow in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Velma. Oh no, what's her name? Daphne or whatever it is.
Was she?
Yeah, she was like Daphne in Scooby Doo.
Was she? Oh.
Yeah, because my brother was watching it like before I left. So.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like if you type in Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Because she did Buffy and then Buffy the Vampire.
She was Willow in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, there she is with Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Like, see her with a pink dress and sort of... Yeah, because I like how they make fun of the TV show, because they always made her like the damsel in distress, and then she comes in and she's some sort of... she's learned kung fu to prevent herself from being captured from like all these ghosts.
Ah.
Because it's always a cliche in the old 60s TV show that they... what's it? Ghosts would come in and take Daphne, and then they would think how to...
Oh no, it's Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh.
So it's actually Buffy herself.
Oh right.
Yeah, just look that up, because I was trying to figure out, because I was like...
Who were you on about then?
I was
One that has a Canadian... Oh yeah, her. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
I was on about a different person.
Yeah, but they were both on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So she's Willow.
Oh yeah, so she's still on Buffy the Vampire.
Yeah. Yeah,
because she's the one that's like Canadian, isn't she?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Or it might be a different person from.
Yeah. So she plays Lily, and then Jason Segel plays Marshall, who's her husband. Well, they're boyfriend and girlfriend for a while, then they're fiancés, and they split up for a while, then they get back together, get married, have a kid, or 2 or 3, I think it is, by the end of the show.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But they never really state how many kids they actually have.
Oh, right. Not even the flash forwards they have in the show.
The flash forwards, they confirm that they have 3 kids, I think.
Oh, right.
They confirm they have 3.
You just don't see them have them. Like, you don't have them.
You
don't
see them
with
have the
kid.
first 2. Like, the first one's born during the show's main canon. Second one's born just after the show gets wrapped up in terms of chronology. Third one's born in one of the flash forwards during the final episode.
Oh, cool.
I think that's how it runs. I think they're supposed to have 3 or 4. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's What was it that we were exactly talking about that we went on to the point about... Oh
yeah, this is what it was. I was basically going to say Silence of the Lambs. It's an amazing film.
Oh yeah, because those two go to visit their university that they went to, which now they meet the main character Ted. And one of the people who was at their university, of course they call it college in the United States.
Yeah, because colleges are universities, high school secondary schools?
And then high schools are pretty much the college, and then middle school's kind of secondary school.
Yeah, because they're sort of like combined into one
I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, they go back to their college, and then they see Seth Green, who's supposed to be like one of the crazy guys who tried to hang out with them all the time. And they keep on making references that they'd end up, if they went missing, they'd be found at the bottom of his pit. There's like a whole episode which is just Silence of the Lambs references, like this person would be at the bottom of your pit because you hate them so much, kind of thing. And
put the lotion back in the basket.
I really need to watch Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, you do, man. It's so good. You have Anthony Hopkins, and then you have who plays Hannibal the Lecter. Yeah. And then you have Jodie Foster, who plays this new FBI agent. Yeah. Who is like a FBI agent who's investigating the Buffy. No, basically she goes in. She doesn't intend to get involved in this investigation, but she ends up getting involved anyway because Buffy. Hannibal. Yeah. Basically gets mucked about with her mind, and then you have this other story about what's Buffy.
Hannibal.
No, not the what's his name? The main other killer in the film. Like we just said it. Like the.
We were talking about this yesterday because it's
what's his name? Because you have Hannibal Lecter, and then you also have what's his name? Oh man, this is really annoying me because It's probably
is it in Silence of the Lambs or?
Yeah, you have Hannibal Lecter, and then you have the actual killer they're trying to investigate.
Buffalo Bill, is it?
Yeah, Buffalo Bill. How did I not remember that? Like, we're literally just talking about it just a minute ago. Basically, you have Buffalo Bill, who's been investigated by the FBI, because basically what he does is he kidnaps overweight women, and as you said, he throws them in this pit, and he lets them starve to death. And then he takes them back out and skins them. Yeah. And then with the skin, he's trying to make his own woman suit thing. Yeah. Because he thinks he's a transsexual, but he's not. He's sort of this weird mucked up guy. Yeah. And he used to be a former patient of Hannibal Lecter, which brings us back to Hannibal Lecter. Yeah. That's how Hannibal Lecter would know him. Yeah,
it's so that's one of the films I need to watch. Then
it's so good, man. It's probably one of my scariest films I've seen. Yeah, it's one of those rare films that don't actually show much, yet you're so terrified from what's going to happen. It's just the atmosphere, pure dread all the way through. Even though you have this cage, sort of like you say Hannibal's stuck in this cage, you're still terrified that he can understand you. He's a psychologist, so he understands what you're thinking, what you're about to do, and he can psychoanalyze you into and manipulate you into doing stuff you don't want to do, which is what he does in if you've seen the Hannibal show. Yeah, he does it a lot to Will Graham.
Yeah, it's Mads Mikkelsen, isn't it? Plays Hannibal. Yeah, and that
he's so good at it. Because I like what he does, because he doesn't try and copy Hannibal Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, he does his own take on it, just inspired by Hannibal and the character.
And of course, have you seen all of those kinds of sequels to Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, I've seen them. You have Hannibal Rising, which is terrible. You have there's this one scene when you have the guy of Goodfellas. You know, the guy who's the main role. You have
Joe Pesci?
No, not Joe Pesci. You have Bob De Niro.
Oh, Bob De Niro.
And then you have the guy, the main child who gets involved with the mafia. Yeah. Basically, that actor, he's in the film, and there's one point where Hannibal Lecter cuts his whole head off in half, revealing his brain, and then cuts a little bit of his brain off, puts it on a plate, and the guy just eats his own brain, and he's still alive. The moment he cut off his head, he would have died. Yeah. He wouldn't even be alive to eat that brain.
I think we know that from "I'll make this pencil disappear" in the Dark Knight.
That's what I was going to say, because what he does with Hannibal is very similar to what he did with Joker. Yeah, he made it his own character instead of copying, say, Jack Nicholson.
And on the note of Joker, what do you think of Jared Leto?
I think he's pretty good,
because I like him as an actor. I like him as a musician. I'm a big fan of his Exit to Mars, but part of me is thinking he might do well as Joker, but everyone's going to compare him to Heath Ledger.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to bring him down.
As much as Jack Nicholson made Joker his own, and he was the iconic Joker for a while, our generation's going to keep on thinking every Joker is Heath Ledger.
Yeah, because it's so recent that we've just had in 2008 Dark Knight was Heath Ledger's Joker.
Everyone's going to think, now they're going to just keep on thinking this guy is the kind of Joker. Everyone needs to be like this, but Jared Leto's one seems like a pure kind of psycho, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's another theory about that film, because the thing is, it doesn't really make sense that Joker would scribe a lot of tattoos of Joker, and the fact that he has a J branded in his... Oh wait, no, that's not actually him, that's a guy of Arkham Games. He does have a sort of Robin-esque sort of tattoo.
Yeah, because there's a rumour that he's Jason Todd, isn't there?
Yeah, because
he was the second Joker.
There is a scene in the trailer where he's torturing someone,
and it's what happens to Jason Todd, doesn't it?
It's either Jason Todd or it's Harvey, or no, not Harvey. What's the face? Clown, the other guy. You have Joker, then you have his right hand woman. What's the name?
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn. That's the name. Yeah. Sadly, it's been confirmed. Actually, I don't think it has been especially confirmed. It's just there's theories that as you said, it's Jason Todd, and what Joker did to Jason Todd is to torture him and make him convinced that he's the Joker. Yeah. And now he actually believes he is the Joker, because it wouldn't make sense, because Batman and Joker are similar age.
Yeah.
They're about, I would say, 40.
Yeah,
in the comics and films, they're roughly 40.
You watched Gotham?
Oh no, I haven't seen Gotham.
So I didn't watch it too much. My cousin was over in the summer and he was watching it a lot, so I caught a few bits of it. It's like some of it makes some sense. Like, of course, there's a whole rumor during the first season, like who's going to be the Joker. There was a massive kind of theory that it was going to be that Bruce Wayne was going to be the Joker, and that if that had been true, that would have been a brilliant way for them to have tried to go with the series. But one of the big ones was Selena Kyle, so Catwoman, does an appearance, but I think she's just called the Cat at this point.
Yeah, because like what they do with Gotham is like, don't they slowly reveal the different characters?
Yeah, like the Penguin has a massive kind of role.
Yeah, I think, wasn't it you who was on about the Penguin, or it might have been my friend?
I was talking about. I think I was talking about Danny DeVito's Penguin.
Oh yeah,
a little bit.
Because we were on about Batman Returns, weren't we? Like earlier.
Yeah, and I remember one of the big comparisons at the time was because I quite like Danny DeVito.
He's so awesome in Johnny. Have you ever seen One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
No.
Oh, he basically plays this short, weird patient with.
Yeah.
I think it's like like he. I don't think they classify him with anything, but he just looks weird, so he sort of fits in the film.
Yeah.
Which is why they probably chose him as Penguin, because he's short, he has a kind of fat.
Yeah.
And
I think one of the big ones I like is I watched the TV show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah,
and he appears from season 2, and he does some of the craziest things. Like there's a lot of he goes for some of the most abstract plots. Some of them, so the main gang, which is like Charlie Day, is one of them.
Is that the guy of
Horrible Bosses? Yeah. And he plays a kind of ditzy kind of guy. And then there's a whole bunch of things that happens once Danny DeVito's character gets involved.
Wait, which is the story of like, you know, Danny DeVito's character? He like rents out a boat and then he has to give out tours.
Oh no! What happens is they're going to go see a movie called Thunder Gun Express, which is supposed to be like the best film ever, and they tried to make it to the film on time. So at several points they all go different ways. So like Dennis is trying to, so they all go to drive in a car, but then Philadelphia's in lockdown because Obama's going to go visit, so traffic's absolute chock-a-block. So they all get out of Dennis's car and just run off.
Oh, right.
Then they try to all get a train to get a bit closer, and then Danny DeVito gets ditched there. So what he does is, he says the best way to delay a film is to call a bomb threat, but he said at the start of the movie. Not the start of the movie, at the start of the show, that time. So during that episode he says that. But then he decides to get a boat and steal a boat and take it along the river to try and get to the movie on time because he knows whereabouts the cinema is. It's like full of a bunch of tourists. So he's trying to give out all these kind of tour guides, and then he just starts telling all the stories about what happens in the show. So he's like started talking about Charlie. So he's like talking about Charlie Day's character, who's also called Charlie.
Oh wait, is Charlie Day the guy, or no, the squeaky voiced guy of Hannibal or Horrible Bosses?
Yeah, he's a squeaky voiced guy on Horrible Bosses.
The guy who ends up like just stabbing the guy with the
yeah, who I already noticed recently because I knew I had watched a bunch of Kevin Spacey stuff. I completely forgot that Kevin Spacey was the boss.
There's another film, what's my favourite? Seven. You ever seen Seven?
I've seen so many clips from Seven. Like, what's in the bar? I really need to watch. I know so much about it, but I really need to watch because. Oh, that's another one that's on my favourite list. Usual Suspects.
Oh yeah, Usual Suspects. That reveal at the end is just
because
amazing.
They got. I don't know. Definitely did this with Gabriel Byrne and Kevin Spacey, but I think they did it with all the guys in the lineup. That they said to them, "Your guys play it like a Kaiser Soze."
Yeah, like that. I heard about that because they didn't actually tell any of them they were.
Yeah.
They told all of them they were Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, so they didn't know they were going to die until their character actually died. It's an amazing movie.
Yeah, I've the transformation. Like
so many times because it's just so amazing. It's one of my favourite movies of all time because it's just.
Have you noticed Gus Fring's in that?
Yeah. Giancarlo Esposito. He plays the investigator. Yeah, and then
just amazing, really.
And it's Pete Postlethwaite, isn't it? Plays Kobayashi.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is that the guy, the old guy?
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. I was wondering what his name was.
Yeah. He only passed away very recently, but he's done a couple of other movies where he's had some bigger roles. But it's amazing, and Kevin Spacey is also amazing. I really quite like him as an actor. So, like, have you seen House of Cards?
Yeah, I think no, I've seen clips of House and Clarks. Actually,
Yeah, it's because of course it's a remake of a British show, which I need to watch. I need to watch the original British stuff, but Jesus, Kevin Spacey is just so good because
it's like psychotic, isn't he?
Yeah, well, it's Kevin Spacey, so you know he's going to be the villain straight away. But
he's sort of an anti-hero, isn't he? Because like you still love him, really.
Yeah, you still want to see what happens to him, but
you kind of hate him.
He gives the idea about how corrupt politics really is, you know.
Yeah. Because I love the reveal of usual suspects, like the drop of the coffee mug, and like he's walking out of the whole police office.
And of course, it would have been.
He has a limp.
It would have been a dead giveaway that he would have been the bad guy, because this was just as he was forming that idea. But what was it? Call of Duty: Advanced Warfare, which he was in.
Oh yeah.
It's like he's not revealed till about halfway through to be the bad guy, but come on, it's Kevin Spacey. You're like, he's going to be the
good guy, is he?
No. It would be like a cold day in hell when Kevin Spacey actually is a good guy and someone else screws him over.
Yeah, like in Horrible Bosses, he just plays the best. He plays the
most psychotic boss. Like I think I find it really funny because it's
Jamie Foxx is also in that.
Yeah.
So why do they call you the motherfucker?
Yeah.
Well, I think walked into my mom and they were.
And she was sleeping, and I stole from her what, and they went, "Oh, okay." I think one of the things is it. I can't remember because it's Jason Bateman, Jason Sudeikis, and Charlie Day. Jason Bateman's the one who's employed by Kevin Spacey, isn't he?
Is this Usual Suspects or? Oh no, this is Horrible Bosses, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm trying because I keep on getting Jason Bateman and Jason Sudeikis confused.
The squeaker who's employed by Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, that's Charlie Day.
You have the other one,
which is I think Jason Sudeikis, isn't it? I'm trying.
Yeah,
who's employed by
the disabled guy. No, the guy who hates disabled people.
Yeah, Horrible Bosses. It's well, first of all, he has a guy who he really likes, who's so it's yeah, it's the main character who it's all around is Jason Bateman, isn't there? And then Charlie Day is employed by Jennifer Aniston. Then it's Jason Sudeikis, who's at first he's employed by Donald Sutherland. Then Donald Sutherland dies.
Oh my god!
And then
is that what his actual name is?
Who?
The Jamie Foxx character.
Well, that was originally, yeah. But then Jamie Foxx requested it be changed. But yeah, so what happens is, so of course, it's like, because I bought the DVD recently because I was like, this is a bit meh.
Yeah,
and then I was like, and then I watched it again on DVD. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. So you just make fun of it.
Yeah.
You do that, like you just watch a bad film, just make fun of the film.
I think Anchorman 2.
Oh dear.
Anchorman 2, the first Anchorman is really fun.
The scene is just priceless, isn't it?
Yeah, but we never got as far as the fight scene.
What?
I have Will Smith, Sacha Baron Cohen, Tina Fey.
We're gonna kick your ass, eh? Sorry.
It's just so funny how they
get all.
Where Zoolander 2 is being massively boycotted because of a character. Well, I think he's supposed to be playing a character who's either transsexual or not, but apparently the way that he's portrayed is like I was seeing an article from The Guardian saying that's what the article's called. But for me, it's like it's comedy. It's a comedy.
It's a Zoolander film. Or the Zoolander.
They do a lot of things which is supposed to be like really kind. Like they have.
Have you seen the first one?
Finished watching it though.
Basically,
but I know of like the petrol fight scene.
Apple. Oh yeah, that's so stupid. And he's like, no.
Yeah,
just the best.
That's a bit like the thing in Anchorman 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where Vince.
Wait, how do you get a grenade? Dunno.
Brick, how did you get a grenade?
Saying you love lamp, or you're saying you love lamp because it's right there. I love lamp.
Yeah. It feels quite dragged out, which is quite surprising saying it's 10 years from the first one.
Yeah.
But it's got so many funny things, like when Ron Burgundy's career completely crashes and he tries to kill himself, he's talking to Baxter and then he just like falls down and then, isn't it, trying to remember, I think it's Michael Keaton, isn't it, that
wait, on the first one?
In the second one, when who finds him like having tried to kill himself, but then the lamp, but then like the lamp broke and he falls down. from the fella, whatever he tries to hang himself from. I can't remember now. But I only noticed afterwards, after watching the film the first time, when I looked at the credits, the kids who slag him off at SeaWorld, they're Will Ferrell's kids.
Are they?
He actually got his kids to be on the movie.
That is priceless.
And it's actually his kids who are saying, like, you suck, Ron Burgundy. And
that's so good.
Yeah.
That he's getting his own kids to mock him up. Like.
Yeah. It's a good film. The first one's better.
Yeah, it's like cool. It's more of a story put together. Don't you find?
Yeah.
Like the second one, it's just like you could
If
just
you've watched the
split them
first
out.
one-
You could just take them out
Yeah.
and put them into skits easily. But like
Yeah.
the first film, it's quite hard.
The second
when
one,
to-
you have to have watched the first one to fully get.
Yeah.
Like, I like the one where it's like Rick died and then Rick shows up at his own funeral and goes, Rick was alive! It seems like I just saw him yesterday. You're in the mirror. I'm alive! I'm alive! But it's fun to see Steve Carell play a character who's just so, like,
dumb.
Yeah.
So socially inept. Because like normally, actually no, he does play these sorts of characters, but
Yeah, like in The
not on the
Office.
extreme.
In The Office, for example, he plays a guy who's kind of quite socially kind of inept. But in terms of... But it's not because he's not... Because he has some good ideas.
He
but
has
then
some intelligence.
he has
Brick
some-
just has none. You're
Yeah.
surprised he even got the job.
Yeah. I think my favourite bit from... Like, I don't watch The Office US. My brother's seen every single episode. Like,
Yeah,
he binge-watched
I've
them all
been-
before they got taken off of Netflix.
I've been meaning to watch like a UK version because I've just been fascinated with
Oh.
Ricky Gervais lately, and I've been
The UK version, it's really good, but it's like... Because it's a Ricky Gervais comedy, it has you on edge all the time.
Wait, so what do you mean?
Like, have you seen, like, Derek and that lot?
Oh yeah.
That kind of stuff. You know how it's kind of like, it's funny, but there are some points where you start to get a bit cringy, like, as you
right,
see,
yeah,
like,
'cause
and
they're sort
it
of-
works you up a little bit. Yeah, The Office UK does that as well, but it's got Martin Freeman in it as well, and
Oh yeah,
he's
it does
good.
it. Martin Freeman, doesn't it? Yeah. And it has the classic, like, what's it? The Jello. What's it? The jelly.
Yeah.
What's it? Yeah, this
Yeah, but it's-
paper.
Yeah, where they put all like the stuff in jelly.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, you can tell
how
for
they've
the
made
first...
it into a
I
documentary.
think
about story.
the first series of the US one is Ricky Gervais wrote it.
Did he?
Yeah, the first
Oh, that's pretty
series.
cool.
It was him and Stephen Merchant who wrote the UK one. And of course, they had to write it more for US audiences, so they could have a lot of the kind of cringy, on edge stuff.
Yeah, because like I found out, like I was more fascinated with this yesterday because I found out yesterday that the difference between American humour and British humour is sarcasm.
Yeah,
It's
I mean
more
that's one of the things.
intense sarcasm.
Yeah, it's like
And then you have on America because you have like films like slapstick comedy and like
Yeah,
just people
and if you
getting
look
hit in
at-
the face and stuff like that.
if you look like the big comedies in American for TV series, they're usually not too kind of like that.
They're not
I mean,
like
Always
dark
Sunny.
comedies, are they?
Always Sunny. I watched. I saw an interview. I think it was with Vice, but it had Charlie Day and Glenn Howerton, who plays Dennis, who's meant to be an absolute sociopath. And they said they got a lot of their inspiration from watching things like the UK Office, because they're like, we like this kind of comedy, which is why they said it was quite surprising they didn't take off in the UK. But it's on Netflix. I would recommend watching it. It's 10 seasons on Netflix.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out tonight.
The
I've been meaning to watch it.
Yeah, the 11th one starts airing in the States in January. It's so much fun, but you have to watch like the first 2 seasons to be able to get into it. Like, I think the first one has so much difference in it. Like, it's really funny. It sets up a lot of the things that go on in the rest of the series. But one of the things that I picked up straight away is they dropped the N-bomb like about 7 or 8 times in the episode.
Whoa.
And it's
At least it's not as bad as Django Unchained.
well, the funny thing is they say it like 5 or 6 times in the episode. Can't remember, but it felt like that. I was like, why do they keep saying this? This isn't exactly the best thing to do. And then they only say it like 2 or 3 other times in the whole rest of the series afterwards. So they kind of picked up from that. But
That's
it's
crazy.
it's
How do they get away from that?
I don't know. I think it's because they're on something like they're on FX network.
Oh, what's that, like a private network?
It's one of the kind of networks that
Is it
does
like-
those kind of comedies. Like, have you ever seen Archer?
Archer. Oh yeah, the cartoon like sort of parody of James Bond sort of thing, isn't it?
That's amazing, but that's also on FX. Like, it got that was very kind of it played very risky kind of jokes at points. Like the kind of portrayal of Ray, who's the gay agent. That was always quite a funny one to have.
Because it's a lot like how Family Guy do their comedy.
Yeah.
Sort of like gross out humour.
Yeah.
Meets, like,
no, I prefer like Always Sunny and.
Yeah.
Because Family Guy has some of that kind of stuff, but
it's just more gross out humour.
After a while, Family Guy just gets kind of meh. Really.
Yeah, it just gets like, oh yeah, we've seen this before, guys. Like, why don't you like?
I think the kind of niche for it is about season 5, season 6, 7, and 8.
That's why
that's kind of the best ones because it's just after it got cancelled the first time. Well, it's only been cancelled once, hasn't it? It's just after it's been cancelled, and before they start doing all the spin-offs like Cleveland Show and American Dad, which is not a spin-off, but it's another Seth MacFarlane one. But
you know what I find so annoying is the fact that I talk about this with my friends, and they always like mock my opinion because like they'll always say Simpsons is so much better than Family Guy. It's probably the best cartoon.
But then The Simpsons
sort of show
itself also became very kind of meh after.
Yeah. That's why I disown them. That's why I don't watch them.
The first 15.
That's why
you do the first 5 are brilliant. The first 5 series of The Simpsons are amazing, and then you get the kind of 5 to 10 is. It's good, not as great as the first 5 seasons. Then 10
actually,
to
5 to 10, there are some good episodes
There's some
in
brilliant
there,
episodes,
but they're not as bad as season 12 and onwards, which is so annoying because thing is, when I always hope whenever I go to watch it on TV, they always show like earlier episodes.
Yeah.
But they don't. They only show like either recent episodes.
Yeah.
So say like from season 15 or some
I
rubbish
watched on Channel 4, so I think they're locked to something like the first 15 seasons. But when you get to like, I think season 15. No, they go up to season 20. Channel 4 do.
Yeah.
So that's 400 or so episodes. But when you get past season 15, I think season 14 is the last box set that I've seen. That I've used, and season 14, there are some brilliant episodes in it, but it's like
they're just crowded around for these rubbish episodes, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's not worth buying. You're worth buying like season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and then you stop at 10.
Yeah, stop at 10 because after 10, there are some good episodes. Like there are some which are just pretty funny. Like I think the Treehouse of Horror 13 or 14. I think has some pretty funny stuff. Like I think that's the one where it has all the different Homers.
Oh yeah, that's such a funny episode. Because then you have like Homers, and then you have Peter Griffin there.
Yeah, Peter Griffin there as well. And then you have all the kind of like you have the old drawings of Homer. Like if you watched like one of the ones where they went back and looked at before The Simpsons started as its own show.
Yeah, the sketch? What's it the short film they did, like the Simpsons shorts.
Yeah.
That's sort of botched about.
I think one of the funniest ones I've seen since season 20 was I saw, like, I think it was part of a kind of Treehouse of Horror kind of thing where they did a Back to the Future vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Where Professor Frink made one out of a Prius, a Toyota Prius.
Yeah.
And then Bart goes back in time, accidentally stops Homer and Marge from getting married, but he ends up being born. He's the kid of Artie Ziff.
Yeah.
And so he's got like afro, he's got a very wealthy kind of home life, but he preferred it when it was Homer being the dad. So he then fixes this himself as well.
Yeah, that's what I always liked about Simpsons. Yeah, they always show this sort of moral sort of complex in their characters.
Yeah, I think
especially in the earlier seasons, I would say, because like Homer is always like this goofball, but he always has the best intentions for his family.
Yeah,
like he would go out to the world. He would try and get rich, but he would also have the best intentions for his friends or family. Like say, like you know the Mr. Plow episode.
Oh, Mr. Plow, that's where they begin as Mr. Plow.
Yeah, he starts his own company, like Mr. Plow. Yet then he like notices his friend Barney kind of wants to help out, so he lets him.
And then he
Barney
becomes
bigger than him, and gets jealous, but he's alright with it. Like because like Barney ends up getting stuck in the winter, like he gets stuck in snow. Yeah. But the only one who knows about him is Homer.
Yeah.
So Homer, like, even though he hated him earlier in the episode for being jealous of him, he still goes out and helps his friend.
Yeah. I think I saw this comment which is like everybody, like every American town has the kind of Simpsons complex, like with all their characters.
Yeah, that's what.
Whereas like I think I have this saved into my Chrome bookmarks or something, where a guy went on an LSD trip and then watched The Simpsons, and then explained exactly what he thought The Simpsons was like.
That's awesome.
And I'll try and see if I can bring that up, because I think I sent that through to one of my friends on Facebook. Man spends Springfield and Shelbyville are warring brains. Guy spends 2 days taking LSD and watching The Simpsons, documents his revelations. It's like, we are all of The Simpsons. We all have.
Is that like similar to the chili episode? Like,
yeah.
You know when
yeah.
Homer eats the chili and he like becomes high and gets like basically it's like LSD sort of effect on his brain.
Yeah.
And he meets the dog.
I decided to focus on our flaws instead of our talents. We are all Lisa. We feel unappreciated when we try to be the voice of reason. We feel unappreciated when we don't deserve to. We're all mercurial and satisfied to the point of hurting our brains.
Yeah, that's what I liked about Homer, because you know the episode where basically he becomes a lot like Lisa, where he's where Lisa's life is very sad, and then Homer basically relates with Lisa. I pity you for this life you are stuck in, and then the fact that I can change this for you, that you are stuck with this like burden that you are given.
Yeah.
Episode as well.
Yeah, and of course another brilliant one is the way that they've brought up so many issues. Like, I've never seen many other shows bring up key issues and deliver their views of them as well as The Simpsons has. Like the episode where it's like Homer becomes friends with a store clerk who's gay.
Oh yeah, I've seen that episode.
That's a good episode, because it kind of shows a lot of the attitudes, and then he ends up helping out Homer at the end.
Because like in the time, it would have been made in the 90s, which would have been a very controversial episode.
Yeah.
And the reviews towards gay people would have been very like offensive, and then like Homer would have been more of the common man, so he would have had those sort of views from like society and stuff like that. And then I know another series that does sometimes something like that is South Park. I don't know, South Park is one of the most out there kind of shows. Like, it could do Family Guy do anything it wants, because they just like throw the free speech card. I think it was Trey Parker and Matt Stone actually said, "We'll stop when we get cancelled or when we get banned from making more episodes," because I think one of the big ones is the episode 200 speech. Yeah, the Muhammad episode, isn't it? Yeah. The one that tries to conflict censorship that then ends up getting censored. Yeah, I think the speech at the end of it, because the speech at the end of it's actually one that's peaceful and all about love and being kind, and it's one of the best speeches that you have, and you go, is this really South Park that has a stereotypical Chinese guy with a Chinese accent and a lisp build a city wall and then get the city wall attacked by Mongolians? That is such a funny episode. Yeah. Mongolian! Yeah, that's one of the... because my grandparents for a while had an Now TV box, and when they were away on holiday I just went over to my grandparents and my dad, we watched that South Park episode. I was just like, they could do so many good things, so many like really nice and friendly things, but then they could do something like this which is funny. It's really offensive, but it's funny at the same time. Yeah, we probably should wrap it up now, because we've been talking for about an hour. We've been talking for way over an hour, but it's been fun, yeah. We need to do more of these, don't we? Probably do one next Friday or next Saturday. Yeah, sometime when we both get to sit down and just record this, because we should probably what you said earlier was pretty good, because like you get Joe from college. Yeah, like, it'd be me, you, and Joe, and like probably library or something. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be. That's been Film for Thought, guys. Just comment below or give me some input, or just come and talk to me about this new project I'm working on, Film for Thought. Next episode probably come to you next week by next week roughly. Yeah. And that's been me. Have a nice week, guys, and bye. See you again for another Steve Reviews or whatever else I'll be doing next week. Bye, guys.